Welcome back, guys. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to set up the Ryujinx Nintendo Switch emulator. First, you're going to want to head to this website, which is going to be linked in the description below, along with all other websites and downloads in this video. You want to click on the download button and then scroll down here and choose the platform you're going to be downloading the emulator for. I'm going to be showing you how to set up for Windows in this video, so download Windows. After you're done downloading the emulator files, next you're going to click here onto the firmware files. Next, you're going to want to download the latest version of the firmware unless you want to get an older version, but we're going to be working with the latest one. Okay, download the latest one and then drag both files onto your desktop. The next and final download is going to be the prod.keys file, which is going to be linked in the description below. You're going to need this file so it will let you run Switch games on the emulator. Once you have all those files on your desktop, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on the Ryujinx folder, and then you're going to want to right click and extract all. Now that the files are done extracting, you're going to want to drag it and double click on it. Once you open it up, you'll see this window, and then you're going to click on Publish, scroll down here till you see the Ryujinx.exe file. Launch the Ryujinx.exe and then click Run Anyway. It'll start setting up like this, and you'll see this terminal. Yours will look like this. Next, you're going to click on Tools, Install Firmware, Install from XCI or Zip, Desktop, and then you want to click on the firmware zip folder we downloaded before and click Open. Okay, it'll want to install the firmware. Now all you're going to need to click is Yes and then let it install. Now it says successfully installed. After you're done installing it, you're going to click on File, Open Ryujinx folder, System, and then drag your prod.keys into here, okay? I already have mine set up, so I don't have to, but you should be doing that, okay? Okay, once you're done with that, you're going to click on Options, Settings, and then right here where it says Game Directories, you're going to want to add your game files, and I'm going to do that right now. Okay, once I've added my game files where all of my games are located, I'm just going to click Apply, then all of my games will show up. Next, what you're going to want to do is click on Input, and then click on Player 1 and start configuring your input. You can choose the input your device you're going to be using. Once you're on this screen, you're going to want to click on the controller type and set it to Pro Controller if you have something like an Xbox One, an actual Pro Controller, or a DualShock. And then you're going to want to switch it to Joy-Con if you're going to be using Joy-Con. So I'm going to be using Pro Controller, okay? Next, you're going to click on Input Device and then choose your controller. So I'll be choosing Unmapped Controller. Once you have that set up, now you're just going to go through this and bind the buttons. So where it says A button, you'll just press A on your controller, B on your controller, X on your controller, and Y on your controller, so on and so forth. Once you've mapped your controller out, next you're going to just click Save and then close out of this. And then we'll be ready to start playing a game soon. The next step is the settings for the games you're going to be running. You're going to click on Options, Settings, Graphics. Here you have your resolution scale, which will be 720p to 1080p, 1440p to 2160p, 2160 to 3240, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to click on 2x, so it'll be running at double the resolution. Filtering, I'm going to set it to 16x, and then click on Apply and Save. When I'm applied and saved it, I can go onto any game I have here. So I'm going to choose Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'll be back when it's fired up. And we're back. So as you can see here, the game is running. What you'll see right here, though, is you'll see this console right here. Whenever it says created maps, it's a shader, and those will help the game run better, and it'll create one every time something new happens. So whenever there's a lag spike, it's usually creating shaders, and you'll usually never run into that same lag spike again, because it'll only create shaders once. As you see, it's creating new ones right there, and it lagged when I started up the game. So you'll see a lot of these things, and when you first start playing the game, they'll be laggy for a bit. They are improving it, and last I heard that they were making it so you can transfer shader caches. And if they add that, I'll make a video on it. And transferring shader caches would mean only one person would have to do it, and then they could share that folder to everyone else so that you wouldn't have to build your own and you could just use someone else's. So that'll be good if they add that. So I'll come back when it's done compiling some shaders, and we're back into the menus. So as you can see right here, we are in the menus, and a bunch of things have happened over here in the console, but you don't really need to pay attention to those. So here we are in the menus. We're going to go into a single player race. We're going to do a Grand Prix, and we'll do 100cc. Okay. And as you can see, it does small lag spikes whenever something new happens and a new character is loaded. We'll play, let's just go with the most basic of Mario, basic kart, and basic glider, long wheels. So we'll do the, let's do the Mario circuit. Okay. So I'm going to run it through and you can see the performance you'll get on a fresh install. So there won't be any pre-created shaders. You can see it's freezing up right now. And you can see right here in the console that it just created a huge amount of shaders, thousands of them. So that'll keep happening while you're first setting up these games. So there you go. After it created, you can see the performance we're getting. Let me full screen this. And right here in the bottom, you can see the game's frames per second. I'm running this at 4K. You can see that it's in docked mode and has VSync turned on. Okay. So you can see again a few more lag spikes. 3, 2, 1. I'm revving up the engine, another lag spike because it's never seen this before, along with the boost. And there we go. As you can see, when it's not creating new ones, it will lag a lot less. Of course, whenever it is creating new ones, it will lag more. But after you play a game for a bit, you won't be encountering almost any shader compiles. As you saw that there was a big one right there. So as you can see, the game is running, the game is working. You can see the performance in the bottom left. And you can also see that it has stutters while it's compiling shaders. What I would recommend to fix this is to exit out of the single player race and just leave it running with the driving assist and auto go forward. So I would go into single player versus race, and this will only work for Mario Kart, of course, this one specifically. So I'll run as Mario. So we're just going to go as Mario. And then basic kart again, but in here we'll press the plus button and then hit L and R. What this will do is it'll make it so that your kart can't fall off and it'll kind of angle itself in the right way to keep going, and R will make it go forward no matter what. So I would set it to 200cc just to get it going as fast as possible. No teams, normal items, normal comp, all vehicles, horses, random, and then as many races as you can, and then just click A and OK. So if you do this, what it'll do is it'll just leave itself compiling shaders. So while it will be laggy still sometimes, if you leave it like this, even if you just do it once, which it'll take about half an hour, maybe an hour, what it'll do is it'll compile a bunch of the shaders that you'll be eventually having to use, like lightning strikes, falling off the course, Lakitu, which you won't be using them, like affecting on you, so you'll still have a lag the first time that happens. But a lot of like the shell impacts, characters falling off, it'll just get a lot of the shaders for the game that probably all of them that you'll ever need. So if you just leave it like this, it will run much better. So you can see it's stuttering here, and I will cut and come back when it's done running a couple races, just like this. As you can see though, it's slowly but surely making its way around the course. You can always still play like this, or you could just play normally, but I'll be leaving it like this and then coming back and showing the difference in performance in just a random race. So I'll be back in a second. And we're back. I just finished doing the races I suggested, so we'll just try a Grand Prix at 100cc and let's see how it goes. Unlocked a new kart through coins, so it will lag a bit through that. So let's go with Mario. The base kart. Turn off the L and R auto turn and auto go forward, and let's do the which circuit should we do? Let's do the mushroom circuit or cup. So no stutters so far. There's one right before we get into the game, and there we go. Three, two, one, go. As you can see, there are no frame drops, no laggy moments based on it compiling shaders. So you can see the performance is greatly improved compared to what it was before. So that's just about it. As you can see, game's running well. We've got the emulator set up and basically ready for you guys to use. All you need to do now is get your games, which I'll say it again, but to get games, you can either rip them from an original Switch, or you can find downloads for them online. I ripped mine from a Switch, and that's how I would recommend you do it, because it's the only legal way to do it. But if you want to find them online, I'm sure you'll be able to. But yeah, so remember, download links are in the description below, and I thank you all for watching. Have a good day.